Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 200th episode of Bodied, a Cloud9 fancast. We've been doing this for I don't even know how long, and now we've done 200 episodes.
Yeah, it's been almost exactly 5 years. So 200 episodes later. Do you remember the first episode?
I'm gonna be honest. I don't even remember what I did. I don't even remember what I did the week before. So
The week before our first episode, no. But I've lived in like 6 or 7 places since we started 5 years ago. And that first episode was in a tiny little studio apartment I rented at the time, and we had Pie with us that time, and we had a few others. I can't think of who they would be now, but yeah, it's been a long journey to 200. But I guess I just wanted to say thanks to you for sticking it out with me for so long, and thanks to everyone who's listened, been a part of this, subscribed, shared, chatted with us. We enjoy doing it, so
yeah,
and we're still here. So yeah, we make no money. We ask for no money. So it's all based off people who listen to our show and chat with us in Discord or on the subreddit. So we appreciate it.
Yeah, it's certainly great knowing that some people do listen to us, and we really appreciate it. And it's good to continue to do this. My speech is not as long, but
no, that's fine. And like, I think the coolest part of it is that we've seen like a lot doing all this. Like, we started, I think, when Jensen first came over, possibly.
yeah, it was. I think it was around there.
Yeah, so we've seen High leave, come back. We've seen Medios leave and come back. We've seen a lot, and now there's a lot of other podcasts like ours out there for different teams. I'm assuming you probably don't care because Cloud9's a better team than all of them, but and it's cool to be a part of a conglomerate, not like an official conglomerate, but to have other friends that we can chat shit with too. So I'm glad that there are other fan casts alongside of us, and that we can continue to do this alongside them too.
Yeah, for sure. It's great to see that there are other fan podcasts out there, and I really like that that there are other podcasts doing what we do, and it's really cool to see the passion and everything.
Yeah, but in particular, fuck 100 Thieves and 100 Talk, because they beat us this weekend. Just for this episode only, though. But we love Jordan and Cole, great guys. But this podcast is not about us. We just wanted to take a second to talk about us, but there is a lot of Cloud9 news going on in this world, so I think it's only right that we get into it.
Yeah, for sure. We can start off with Rainbow Six is back with the Korean Open. It started, and they lost their first game, unfortunately. They lost it 3-7, I believe. But it is good that they're back in action. Last time we saw them, it was at the Six Invitational, where they tried their dangest. But that's for any Rainbow Six fans out there. It's sort of a more interesting, a couple bit of interesting pieces of news. First off, Apex Legends started this LJS Apex League thingy. Their debut, I believe they got to like 38th place. But then they jumped all the way to 10th place and they qualified for the LGS finals, and also some Halo news. I don't think these games were streamed either, but Sentinels was hosting some big event, and a bunch of teams played, and Cloud9 was the champion of the Sentinels. I think it's like the Send Out. I think it was called like the Send Out, or the Send It tournament or something. So got some good results there.
Send them home tournament.
Yeah, yeah, that
Because
thing.
we won. That was
Yeah,
payback for stealing tents from us
that
unscrupulously.
spot
Is
for
that a word?
Iceland was ours.
Unscrupulously is that a word? I
Maybe.
that's
I'm not a
my
dictionary.
yeah, that's my profession. I should know that. But yeah, I didn't watch it, but I
No, I don't
believe
think the
you.
games were streamed. I just saw a tweet saying
Okay.
that we won, and I'm
Okay,
just like,
good.
oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Yeah. Um, not a lot of news. C9 Academy. We went 2 against Golden Guardians and 1-1 against Haunted Thieves. Academy is interesting because apparently we're doing best of twos, which is dope. They may be to like trying to pilot a best of two system for LCS. Um, we looked good. Sven was doing Sven things. Um, I really can't recall much of the Academy games because they were kind of
Yeah, it was
not
Wednesday and
that
Thursday.
special.
I remember watching them, but I don't exactly remember what happened. I know Copy played 4 unique champions and popped off on 3 of them. So Copy seems to have grown a lot since last split, which is huge. I felt like he was our weakest link by quite a bit. So it's cool to see him start to step up to Schernfire and Darshan and Sven. He's not quite there yet, but it is still cool to see. How do you feel uh, about best of twos?
Um, I really like best of twos. Like it's kind of weird. Uh, I remember when the EU LCS tried to do best of twos, and
Yeah,
it was really weird because like that year especially, it felt like so many teams were just going 1-1. So it was just like I have no idea which team in Europe is strong or weak because everyone's tying with each other, and there was like all these ties that they had to break, and I think like rarely a team went 2-0, and it was really weird. I think for Academy, it kind of makes sense. So you can have players play more games, so they can get more playing experience and maybe get to show off a bit more. So I kind of like it for Academy. I'm not sure if it's really ideal for like the actual like LCS. Personally, I would like to just bring back best of threes. Uh, I don't know why we're the only league, or I'm not sure. No, no, we like them and the LEC are the only leagues that do best of ones.
yeah, at
I'm
least
pretty sure.
major leagues. I'm not
Yeah.
sure about like LJL or
Yeah, I'm
the
not sure about everywhere
other
else. I think
ones.
LPL and LCK they do best of threes.
But
Um,
reason they cut the best of threes was like viewership and stuff because realistically
when people talk about
or
like
not in a
international,
best of two, a two game series because like between between it get 1-1 grab a game if they can. But I feel isn't that, and they could. Sorry, I had to clear my throat. And like if they added one more day or 2 more days to it, like LPL does, uh, I think 6 days a week. LCK I think does 5. So like if you play best
with
of
football
twos.
almost, because you had like Monday Night Football and you have Thursday, and I think there's games Friday and then Sunday. Because Saturday's college football.
Yeah, and like it's always guaranteed it's going to be two games, more than one. So like as a viewer who is a fan of a specific team, like I think it's cool to watch more than one game a day, but it doesn't like take up this huge time block, or there aren't
Yeah.
questions if Golden Guardians and Immortals go to three games, three 58-minute games. Like you're not stuck waiting for Cloud9, or Cloud9 doesn't start an hour earlier because a best of three ended in two games, but it's always two games back to back. And I don't know. I just feel like it's a very good experience to watch as a fan. But I do
Mhm.
agree that the standings thing is weird, and it's already weird in Academy because all of the teams are either 2-0, 1-0, 0-1, or 0-2,
No, yeah, that
but
makes
they've all
makes
played
things
four games,
really complicated.
zero
Yeah,
draws
yeah, it's really
on there.
weird. Um, but I like that they're experimenting. Maybe we can see some things come out of it. Um, and hopefully the team continues to do well. One team I hope really does well is the LCS team because boy howdy Frozen. I don't know if you watched the games over the weekend, but I mean our expectations were low, but by God, what did they do the first 2 days?
Yeah, we said there was a decent chance they could go 1-2, and it was
And we were
not
right, technically.
exactly the way we
No.
expected it to go, and it was because of a whole fiasco, with Team Liquid, who took all the hate off us. Um,
Yeah.
the Golden Guardians game, uh, I guess at the time I was upset because we had like a 10k gold lead, but actually they played pretty well all weekend.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the Golden Guardians, surprisingly, I believe over the weekend, played like, they only beat us. They did lose to Immortals. They did lose to
Who also
TSM,
looks
but
good. Yeah.
but from what I've heard, they've looked a lot better than they did in spring and, from like historical performance. So, I think that is at least good for Golden Guardians, and I think that is maybe maybe a wake up call for us. To be fair, before I guess we really start getting to it, the team did not have a lot of practice. They were coming back from MSI, and I believe they said they only had maybe like 2 or 3 days worth of scrims before jumping in the LCS. Also, they are playing with King instead of Sven, so they're having to deal with yet another new addition to the mix that they're not used to playing with. But the Golden Guardians thing was frustrating just because it's like like they had the game right, like, and then they
Yeah.
just and the Golden Guardians game was what frustrated me was like all their team comp needed to do to be together as five when they started to fight, but every time they started to fight, literally no one was around that like whoever was engaging.
Yeah.
And it was just like,
It
what are
was
you
always
guys doing? Like, just
Vulcan
play
going
together.
in. Yeah, it was always Vulcan going in, Blabber hitting one person auto with his ultimate, and then Perks going in to try and get a reset and ulting out, and then it was just a shit show.
Yeah.
But Gold and Guardians fought extremely hard, and I was very impressed with the Blaze Olive over the weekend.
Yeah. A lot of Golden Guardians players. I think is Solo's on Golden Guardians now, isn't he?
Yeah, uh-huh.
Like, yeah. Solo looked pretty good with Golden Guardians too. So I like that they're a much more scrappier team and they look kind of bounced back, especially after giving over a lot of their players to 100 Thieves. But speaking of 100 Thieves, that match I wish was cleansed from my eyes because what Perks and Blabber were doing.
We got hard speed run there.
It was so bad. I have never seen a Cloud9 minimum laner play that poorly before.
Uh,
Wasn't there at one point Perks flash to kill a ward?
no, I think he flashed to make a
No,
play,
yeah, no, that's
like
right.
a stun, but there was
He
also a ward
misclicked
there.
and he hit the ward instead of the person, so it looked
Which,
like yeah.
to be fair, is something all of us have probably
No,
done.
yeah, that's just like a mechanical misplay. That's something like you can't be too harsh on.
Yeah, like
But
he
I,
might
I
have attacked.
will I will be harsh on Prix's decision making though, because like what he was doing in that game was just I think kind of inexcusable, especially for someone with his experience and accolades. Like for him to like play mid lane Renekton like he has been playing in that game is I feel like practice or no practice, that's kind of inexcusable.
Yeah, like a lot of the stuff that went wrong wasn't. I feel like it wasn't like a result of lack of practice. It was
Yeah.
just like them just going brain dead for 22 minutes, maybe 26 minutes is how long the game was. It was not long,
Yeah,
but
yeah, like I think another issue is that Blabber just seems to struggle when metas don't fit his playstyle. Like if he can't play champions that are able to just dive in and use crowd control to help set up fights, and he can't control the initiation of the fight and how the fight goes, he seems to just really struggle. If like especially if the game is in such a state where he just has to sit back and farm and he can't impact the early game at all, or the plays he's trying to make just aren't working because of the champion he's on. He seems to just play a lot worse than when he's playing something like Udyr or Olaf or something. Um, and we saw this happen last year in the Golden Guardian, less so the Golden Guardians game, but a lot of the Hundred Thieves game. Blabber just kind of felt invisible, where it's just like like you have to do something to try and change the game around and impact the game, but you're not doing anything. And that's really it's really hurting us.
yeah, he, I'm not even sure like what a jungle meta is right now, but and it doesn't seem like Cloud9 does that either. And maybe that's because I mostly watch Cloud9, so I just don't know. But I feel like there's just got to be something that they could do that would suit him a little bit better. I've said this before, but RNG played a few Olaf games at MSI. Like, have they tried that out? It was just garbage. Or J4, although I don't think J4 is particularly strong, but like Blabber just doesn't seem that good on on Rumble or on Morgana, who is now out. But like he I guess he could probably play Darius. Dardock did that. I don't see why he couldn't play Darius.
Yeah, it's the jungle meta is an really weird spot. Like things are kind of like the stuff that was good at MSI just quickly got nerfed, so now it's not good anymore. Uh, so like we're not seeing Morgana, like we're seeing some Rumble, but not a whole lot. The Darius thing was kind of interesting, and that was really fun to watch Dardock play. Like
Yeah, it was.
we'll have to see, and like again, like we have had almost no scrims, so it could just be that we're trying to adapt to like what the current patch is on. Or we're trying to figure out stuff, like who knows. But just
Yeah. It,
what did you think of King? Because I think over the 3 games he looked fine. Like he wasn't the reason that we lost our first 2 games. And he did have a really good showing and helped us win the Team Liquid game. Like once he scaled on Kaisa. Um, I guess my only complaint is that he seems to be like really nervous to play, and like you could tell versus like the first game versus the Team Liquid game, because he was hanging back a lot. I noticed in a lot of fights he wasn't really willing to like dive in or try to get some extra damage off. He was like hanging back because I think he didn't want to die and have a bad game or put the team in a bad spot. So he seemed really reluctant to try to go in sometimes when Sven maybe would have went in.
oh yeah. I can't think of any particular fights that he impacted those first 2 days. Like I think it was like a betting in weekend for him. He really did step up for Team Liquid though, like alting in on Kaisa with 90 E5% crit to finish off tactical on Ezreal once was super hype, but I think his nerves did show those first two days, and there wasn't anything really done to help him either. Like Blabber pretty much stayed out of bot lane too. So I would like to see him play something other than Kaisa also, but I
Yeah.
guess we'll see.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Luckily we have a pretty good bounce back week. We're playing against Fly, CLG, and Dig this weekend. Um, I can get the times real quick for anyone interested. FlyQuest is all the way at 10 p.m. Eastern on Friday, June 11th for FlyQuest.
Uh,
Yeah, you're gonna be staying up late for that one. Um, 8 p.m. Eastern for CLG on the 12th for Saturday, and then 7 p.m. Eastern on June 13th for Dignitas. But I think these are games that we can kind of bounce back on. We don't have to go super hard on things. We can just be like, all right, well, let's just kind of fall back to the fundamentals. Let's try and you know just work with what we're good at and get everything everyone kind of reacquainted with playing on stage and playing in this meta and everything after all, especially after you've had some scrims kind of built up now. And hopefully they've gotten a lot of the bad play out of their systems.
yeah, and like to add to it, this first week back was completely different to what they played in for the past almost three splits at this point. It was on stage, right?
I believe
I
so.
I watched the first two games late, so I didn't see him live. But so they were on stage. King's first time, not first time on stage, but first time on LCS stage, um, in on like 2 or 3 days of practice.
Yeah.
So it was a tough week, but I think this is a good week to bounce back. I think it's going to be tough for us to reclaim first place, but TSM has 100 Thieves this week and
Hmm.
FlyQuest, who played
Yeah.
well last week. So I don't know,
Yeah.
but
It's gonna be. Oh, I'm sorry. Finish your point.
or you're fine.
Okay. Well, I was gonna say it's gonna be kind of a tough week. The FlyQuest games are always interesting since Licorice used to play for us, and they have I believe
Halifax still.
Palafox is still mid. I know Diamond got demoted back down to Academy, but they have a bunch of older other like previous Cloud9 players, so that's always fun. FlyQuest has always been sort of a C9 C9 white kind of situation, so it's always like a Civil War type deal, which is really fun, and I really appreciate those matches. Um, so those are really good. I think we could win. I think FlyQuest is still kind of having some trouble with just who they have and what they can make work. Um, CLG, I think is going to be a slam dunk. I think unless they do
I
something
hope
like
so.
I think as long as they don't do anything like they did against Golden Guardians, where they have a lead and just completely throw, and just play stupid, they should win. Dig is going to be fun because
Yeah,
I said this before in spring. I really like this Dig roster. They're kind of the dark horse of the LCS because they have this team that they're kind of better with some of their parts. And Dardak's been playing really well, and it looks like he's to a form that's not only consistent, but he's working well with his team, and he's not like clashing with anybody stylistically. Neo, their bot lane is really cool to watch because they have Neo and I can't remember their support.
in Afromu.
Afromu, yeah, like Afromu is also back into form. Soligo and Fake God, two players you wouldn't really think to perform very well, but they've been performing really well also. So they're such a fun team, and it's going to be tough because whenever Dardak is on a team, the team is really scrappy in the early game. So I'm really curious to see how it goes, and it should be a good game. I hope we win. That's going to be probably the toughest one.
Yeah, I think. Oh, were they the ones that played that 50-minute game? No,
Maybe. No, no, yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember one last week, like over the weekend, that was like super duper
that
long.
was Immortals, I think.
It could be. I can't
I don't know.
remember.
Yeah, but Dig, they came out strong. So honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if we dropped that game. since we went to MSI, like I think the first couple weeks are kind of like a warm up to get back into practicing in stage again. I think the biggest thing I would like to see is just some improve improvements and fewer mental booms. But I would expect at least a 2-1 this weekend. But I know that they're gonna want to come out strong too. So
Yeah, it's gonna be a pretty interesting weekend for them. What are your predictions?
uh I want to say 3-0, but I think realistically it's probably gonna be a 2-1. I think the main things I want to see is them learning from last week and seem to start getting back into the LCS form again. Like they seem kind of have lost at times, yeah, last week. But
Hmm.
uh, yeah, as Perk said in an interview today or yesterday or something, that the summer is kind of a sprint, and that it's tough to come out swinging for all 9 weeks in all 27 games. So it's going to be tough for them to play MMSI scrim for that 2 or 3 weeks. Yeah, before play all those games, come back and get back
Yeah.
into it again. That I think a lot of the standings are going to start to stabilize and such after a few patch changes. I think that's when our coaching staff and our players are just better than 70% of the
Yeah.
league. So I would expect that, but until then, I think that we're just fighting to stay top two.
Yeah, and I think as long I guess if our ultimate goal is just worlds, I think all you really need to do is just shoot for that top 2. Um, and I think we can do it. Like we've seen what we can play when the team is held together and they're not running around like idiots and they don't know what they're doing. I guess what everyone's really just worried about and kind of traumatized about from last split is just the summer implosion that happened and
Yeah.
no one wants that to happen.
Yeah. And I would say, like, even if we do come out and drop 2 games this week, like, I wouldn't be really all that surprised, honestly, because all these teams have been scrimming for like a month on this patch or on 11.10. Is that the patch?
I'm not even sure. I don't even
I,
know what patch they're
I
on
think,
anymore.
yeah. So they've been scrimming on this patch, and then a and a previous patch. Yeah, so they've been practicing scrimming. They have all their picks prepared, and we came in Tuesday or Wednesday to practice, and it really showed. And I would expect a week of preparation would hopefully make that better. But like one more thing I'm gonna add, and then I'm completely done. So when they switched to 3 games in a week, I think it increases a lot of chances for teams to pick up wins that they probably shouldn't.
Mhm.
Yeah, because there's one less day to practice. So there's only what Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday to practice for the weekend
Yeah, I think so.
because I think they generally get Mondays off. So now there's 3 days to practice for three different teams, and it's up to a coach to decide how that goes. So I wouldn't be surprised to see bottom teams pick games off here and there either.
Yeah, yeah. I think that with how things are structured now, um, there's definitely a lot more upset potential, which I think makes the games more fun. But I think at the same time, it makes it frustrating for some teams when you lose to a team that you shouldn't, and then you're having to go back and be like, "Well, what did we do? What did we do? Why can't we?" What can we do to prevent this?
Yeah, but or yeah, I think the biggest thing is to just try and pick up two games this weekend. I would like to grab one against Dig. So that's the big game that or that was Sunday.
Yeah, dig a Sunday.
Cool. Yeah, so I hope that we can pick up a win against FlyQuest because we should be able to.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's all I got about this past week.
Yeah, yeah. I don't have much either, so we can we could call it there.
Academy plays last night. Um this won't be posted until Thursday, so they play Wednesday and Thursday. So look out for their game today. They're playing CLG Academy today. So keep an eye out on that, and I think that's about it.
Yep. Tune in those games. Also be sure to follow us at C9 Bodied to get filled in on other stuff and say hi. So do that.
Yep, it was great being here for so long with you guys, and we'll be back next week for episode 201.
Yeah. Thanks
Where
for
we,
thanks for
where we
thanks for
go
playing,
again.
everybody.
Yeah, we go again. All right, talk to you later. Bye.